In this video, we're going to talk about all the different ways we beat the heat during summer bass fishing season because it's hot.
Damn hot, real hot.
What's up, fishing fam? Welcome back to the Fishing with Gramps YouTube channel. My name is JT, and today we're going to talk about beating the heat in the hot summertime, especially as a big guy.
All figured.
That's right. If it's your first time here, we do a lot of fishing tips, tricks, reviews, how-tos, and a whole lot of bass fishing. But today we're going to focus on actually beating the heat during these summertime days. As you can see, I waited till sundown. It's so hot, humid, and muggy to even start to film this video. But seriously, the heat is no joke, and we need to take it seriously, and you need to be prepared when you go out there. So I'm going to talk about some hot weather fishing tips to keep yourself safe while you're on the water, because it is important. Heat stroke, heat stress, it happens to everybody, you know, all the time. And a lot of people don't realize, especially kayak bass anglers, we're sitting that much closer to the water, so we have a lot more of those UV rays and sun reflecting off the water, really doubling down on the amount of damage you can do to yourself and putting yourself at risk without might not even realizing it. First of all, hydration. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Now let's start with the opposite of that. Caffeine, coffee, tea, energy drinks, they dehydrate you. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the lake and whatnot and I've got a cup of coffee and a Mountain Dew ready to go. That's great for the spring and the fall, but not for the dead of summer. So if you're a guy like me and you need a little pep in your step in the morning, what do? First of all, I like to start my day with a protein shake because this is water-based and not milk-based. It won't settle hard on your stomach, but it gets you a good nutrition to start the day with. A lot of vitamins, things like that. If you're into working out, which I'm trying to be a healthy person and work out a whole lot more, protein shakes are a great breakfast replacement for me. One of the things you don't want to do, especially in the summertime, is eat a big full breakfast, then B's and G's and all the goodies, and then go get on the water in the heat of the day. That's just, it's terrible for sitting on your stomach. Stuff like this and protein bars, great on the water snack. And again, my spring and fall, it's completely different. I'll eat a nice steak and egg breakfast. I'll take protein bars. I'll take beef jerky, but those have a lot of salt content and things like that, which salt is good for you, but sometimes you don't want that much heaviness sitting on your stomach. So I'll start today with a protein shake. Now, for an energizer, there's a couple of different ones I like to use. One's called Relight, and I'm actually out of it and wait for a shipment to come in. And the other one's from Dr. Berg. But this is an electrolyte powder, and it's got electrolytes and salt, which salt is actually good for you. It's a great way to start the day, even if you have to have your coffee. Coffee is a diuretic. That's why you guys got to make a run to the shore. If you're drinking it on the water all day, you normally have to schedule a pit stop by a tree somewhere. In lieu of coffee in the summertime, and I'm a coffee drinker, I'll drink some Dr. Berg electrolyte powder in a cold bottle of water, or Relight is another one that I like too. There's various different ones, and I'll link all the stuff down in the description below. But the electrolyte powder is great for getting you juiced up, charged up before you start the day. The next thing I do is I have a cooler bag. This one happens to be a Yeti, but you know, you can get a cooler lunch bag, you know, at Walmart for cheap if you don't want to, you know, expend something a little more in a cooler bag. And I carry a ton of water. I will fill this up with like 8 waters. But one of the tricks in the summertime I like to do is I'll take at least 3, I'll take half of the water that I'm taking and I will freeze them overnight and take those with me and alternate in the bag every other one. Now don't put these in the bag with room temperature or warm, because then you're losing your cold trying to cool the rest of them down. Take and put the other handful in the refrigerator the night before, and then put these in your bag alternating back and forth all the way down the stack, and then they'll thaw out through the day. Now, if you want to stop and get ice because you're carrying a cooler or something with you, that works too, but take plenty of water. I always take enough water for me, and then if I'm fishing with somebody else. Propel and Gatorade Zero, the 2 electrolyte drinks that I carry for the rest of the day. Generally, I'll drink water, but about half of the time, I will put either a Propel or Gatorade Zero. These are the 2 flavors that I like the best. You know, liquid replacement throughout the day, because you're going to sweat a lot more out than you ever realize. These are cheap, easy to carry. I keep these in my little bag behind my seat so I can reach back behind them, and my cooler actually sits in the space between my black pack and my seat so that I can easily just lean forward, reach and grab both a packet and a bottle at the same time, but keeps me hydrated all day long. Now, if you like carrying water with you and cold, so you can fill one or both up with ice before you leave and start the day with a nice cold drink. Hey, Yeti tumbler or Stanley or whatever, or even like one of these cool ones that we got down at Red Crest from Toyota. keep your stuff cold, start the day cold, start out with ice, and then you're pouring cold water over ice the rest of the day. Makes it really nice. Well, I say the rest of the day, for as long as it lasts. But by the time you get in the heat of the day, because a lot of us like to fish in the heat of the day, even when it's 100 degrees, because some of your biggest bass of the year will come between that 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock window. And that just happened to me 2 weeks ago. And I'm glad I was out there, but I was ready to be out there. Next up, let's talk about clothing. You don't want to be out there in a heavy, thick t-shirt on a summer day. Do yourself a favor and get a nice sun shirt. 3 things. It keeps you cool because of the awesome material that most of them are made with. 2, it protects and helps block the sun and UV from your skin. Skin cancer is a big deal. We've all lost family and friends to cancers of various types. So take the time, protect yourself from the sun, protect your skin. These shirts are awesome. Lightweight material. I've got white, which is a nice reflective material. It won't absorb the heat. This one's actually got a hood if I'm fishing with a hat on. Helps protect my ears, my face. As you guys know, for every live stream that I do, I literally get raccoon eyes because I'm not protecting my face with a buff when I probably should be. And but I need to try to wear either hood and a ball cap to kind of protect my back of my neck and of my head from the sun hitting this little spot here, leaving that little red ring on the back of your otherwise bald white head if you keep your hair shaved short like me. If you do choose to wear a ball cap, make sure it's one of these with the mesh material so that your head can ventilate. Heat leaves the body in the top of your head, your hands, and your feet. So I generally like to keep those, as free for air movement as I can. Where do I get my sun shirts? 2 places. One is Monster Bass. They're affordable, they're nice, they last a long time. I've got some that I've been wearing for the last 2 or 3 years. Or if you want to do a custom style jersey, go over to our friends at Sublime Wear USA. They're actually the ones that do our Freedom Squad shirts, and they'll customize one of these for you. You can just ask, call and talk to Trey, say you want a Freedom Squad shirt. We've already got our logos and everything on there. Customize it to you want. A few people have already done that. Change some colors up a little bit, change some logos here and there as well. But Sublime Wear USA is where we get our tournament jerseys from, and they're really nice. Next up, may seem like a funny topic to talk about, but pants. I wear lightweight pants that Wrangler makes, and it almost looks exactly like the lightweight material that my BDU pants, my summer wear uniforms when I was in the Army, is made of. These things are super lightweight. You can find them in Walmart. They're very inexpensive, but on a hot summer day, damn hot, real hot, man, I'm telling you, they keep you cool. They keep everything cool. I guess we haven't talked about wearing the Wrangler undergarments.
Hot than this is my shorts. I can cook things in it. Little crotch pot cooking.
That are like silky as well to combo with this to keep everything as cool as possible. I'll say that much. These pants are incredible. They're durable, they're affordable, they're inexpensive. You can get some with a little stretchy material if you're growing and expanding or maybe shrinking somewhat like I am these days. But this material, this stuff is very good. As much as kayakers are in and out of the water, you get your pants legs wet. These things dry in minutes. They're totally awesome. A lot of times we'll hop out of kayaks when we're creek fishing or river fishing and have to drag over rocks, things like that, and the pant legs will get soaked, but then they'll be dry within minutes. And trust me, check out these Walmart pants. I'll drop a link to either Walmart or Amazon in the description below where I get them, but they are fantastic. Highly, highly recommend. Now, next up, when it gets super hot, that's when I'm switching to my floppy hat, because this one actually has a neck flap that protects the back of my head, but this one is also ventilated around all sides. And I'm actually going to order another one of these in a lighter color, maybe like a white camo like this shirt. But in the summertime, it helps the sun from getting down to I can't stand wearing buffs or face masks. That's always been a thing with me. Can't do it, won't do it, but this thing actually protects my ears, the top part of my face, the back of my neck, and it's cooling. And the cool thing is if you get super hot, you can dunk it in the water, rinse it out a little bit, put it back on, and to help keep you cool. It's very nice. It's a great strategy for defeating the heat in the summertime, and that way if you don't have sun shirts like this, you have long sleeves without the hoods, then you have, another option here. Next up, let's talk eyewear. You hardly ever see me wear these glasses on the water. I have a prescription set from Oakley because Oakley is a brand that's known and trusted. It's been used by the military forever, and then more recently even started using Wiley X. But I have 2 different styles, both in my prescription. The Oakleys that I have are a little more full full-faced, if you will. They cover more area on my face, but they're a different tint. These are two different tints, and I'm actually playing, these are the shallow water prism that Oakley come up with, and that's great for reducing the glare on the water. That protects your eyes, but that also allows you to do a whole lot more sight fishing. And on super bright days, these are the juice. Then I have these from Wiley X. I decided I needed another pair and I wanted to test out. These have a different tint to them. They're more of a lighter, it's more of a lighter tint, but I find on days that it's overcast, this helps me actually see into the water better. So these Oaks are for the super bright days, but if I got overcast, but I still want to reduce the glare, protect my eyes, and see the fish in the water, that's when I go with the Wiley X. But both of these, great options. But even if you don't choose or whatever, whichever brand, you know, I'm just loyal to these two, so I really like them. Wear sunglasses, polarized sunglasses, especially if you don't have, you know, if you don't have to wear glasses, find some polarized glasses from Walmart or wherever, and you know, give them a shot. And then I think as you get used to using them, you will spend a little more, because you will find that investing in a good quality pair of sunglasses will really increase your vision into the water on those days you're trying to do sight fishing. Obviously, sunscreen, bug spray play a good big part in summertime bass fishing. The mosquitoes are out by the ton, and I'm in sunscreen too, and I always forget mine. I literally have a tube and I get yelled at every time I come home, and I've got raccoon eyes because I didn't do the stuff and things. So don't be like me, but listen to me. Take your bug spray and your sunscreen, and especially use it on your face. Next up, something I don't do all year round, but in the summertime I do, and that's fish gloves. These are by a company called Fish Monkey. Again, just protecting the top of your hands from not only hooks and jerk baits and crankbaits and fish and whatnot, but just again, another layer of protection from the sun for the top of your hand, because if you look, the top of your arms and the top of your hands just get blasted by the sun all day long, because those are the things that are pretty much facing up all day long. Now, besides digging out the fishing gloves, this is also the time of year I have to put away my beloved Crocs, at least these Crocs, because as you can see in my ugly feet here, you get suntan lines in places you don't want, but you also get the sun going through these, giving you the Croc dots. But these also cook your feet pretty good in the hot summer days. So that's when I actually switch over to the Croc water shoe type stuff. Again, it's a little more protection for my feet, but lighter weight material to keep my poor tootsies from cooking while I'm out there either dragging the kayak through the water. Now you can also wear NRS boots, things like that. My brother lives in his. I prefer, because my feet get hot, I prefer something like this when I'm out walking through and I'm not wearing my Crocs in four-wheel drive when it's just too hot to deal with them. Now let's talk about fish care. This is time I swap out something else for something else. I swap out my Freedom Squad, my beautiful red, white, and blue Freedom Squad catch board that I love to fish with. But here's the problem in the summertime. It's like a skillet. You don't want to try to take a picture of a fish on a hot metal board in the middle of summer. Go ahead and grab one of the Catch carbonate boards. This is a whole lot cooler, and the fish will be less apt to try to jump off the board because it's not nearly as hot as one of the metal boards. Now, as kayak anglers, we have different live wells than bass boats do, because the bass boats will put oxygenator in their tanks, they'll put ice in their live wells and do all of that. Wait a minute, Gramps, there's not live wells in kayaks. Yes, there is. It's called the lake that you're sitting on. Get yourself a pair of fish grips or a leash, clip them up, tether them to your kayak, and put them in the water to stay cool while you're getting your net, your board, and everything ready and set up so you can take your picture. Don't leave it laying in your net or in the floor of your kayak. Just clip it to the lip, drop it back in, keep them cool. Did I miss any tips or tricks? Drop me a comment down below. How do you stay cool in the hot summer days? Do you go night fishing and avoid it altogether? Do you also run up a creek or a river where there's a lot more shades and trees? There's all kinds of different ways to keep yourself cool in the summertime, but drop me a comment down below. Let me know how you beat the heat. If you like videos like this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps YouTube promote it to other people looking for content like this. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks and reviews that I got coming up right down the pike. If you want to see the hot summer fishing tips that I shared on Wendell's live stream, you can watch that right here. Until next time, get outside when you can and make some memories, one cast at a time.